Hi, agus fáilte go dtí an seomra alíonn agus Cruinniú an óg, Gerard Greene is anam dum. Hi and welcome, and you're welcome to my art room here, my studio here in Dublin, and there may be the odd train going by, but we'll wait and see anyway. And this virtual workshop is brought to you by Luan Gallery, Creative Ireland, Westmeath County Council for Cruinniú an óg. And I'd just like to say about health and safety. It's very important when we're doing this workshop in potato printing that all potato cutting and peeling is done by one of your parents or a responsible adult, and the same for the use of scissors. It's very important that you ask an adult to do this. So the workshop will be divided into two parts. So the first part will go through the steps of what we're going to do, and then after that we'll start working on it. So imagine an underwater scene in the tropical ocean, and you can see all the different fish in it and the beautiful colours. So that is what we're going to be doing. So now I'm going to start with the steps. And the first step we're going to do is we're going to take a sheet of A3 cartridge paper and paint a blue-green wash on it of poster paint. And the next step, see here, the potato has been peeled and cut into blocks, and these will be dried with a kitchen towel So the next step then is we've got the blocks here, and we draw on them with a watercolor pencil or a biro. With the watercolor pencil, you dry the blocks with kitchen towel, and you draw with the watercolor pencil on the blocks a picture of the different fish or seaweeds that you want to make. And with the biro, if you don't have a watercolor pencil, use a biro, and you scratch or scrape into the surface until you can actually see the drawing of the fish, and then you'll be able to cut the block after that. You'll be able to see what you're going to be doing. So the next step is you carefully, with a small knife, go around the block and cutting very carefully the image of the fish to get your blocks. The blocks are about 1 centimetre in thickness, so the slices of the potato originally, of course, would be about 1 centimetre thick. So another step here, you can see seaweed, 2 blocks of seaweed that you draw the same way with the watercolor pencil or the biro, and you cut them out in the very same way. Now the next step, I'll just get it here. So you take a plate, a white one if you can get one, or a plastic palette, and you put out your poster paints or acrylic paints, and this is going to be the ink you're going to use to ink up the potato blocks. So I'm going to call the poster paint inks from now on. And so you're inking up your potato blocks. And so we go on now to the next step. So here you can see a fish potato block, and you can see how it's inked up by painting on the ink with the brush. The next step, with your newspaper pad, which is just a piece of newspaper folded up, you do a practice trial print. So your inked up block is pressed down onto the newspaper, and you can see very quickly if you have too much or too little ink on the block. And I'm going on to the next step. So you've put the ink on the block, you've inked it up, and you just press it on the paper, and there's your print. Which brings us back again now to the underwater scene that we'll be working on, and you can see all the different beautiful colours there and the different fish and the seaweeds in it, and I'll be showing you all how to do all that in the next part of the workshop. So now we're ready to go with the practical part and actually doing the potato print tropical ocean underwater scene. So I'll start by going through the materials, and the first one is we're using white cartridge paper A3 medium weight, and so we'll be printing on that. And I'll go through what I've got here. Just here now I've got a folded piece of newspaper, which is our print pad that I was talking about earlier on, and when you've loaded your potato block with ink, you're going to try it out in this as a test print. Then here we have our palette with the paints on, which I'll be showing you in a while about those. Going along this way here, the scissors, which is very useful for cutting our paper and all the rest. Remember, I always ask an adult when you're using it, if you need the use of it. Then we have our brushes here, so I'll just show you these brushes here. So we've got a wide flat one, we've got a small one here in the middle, and then we've got a bigger round one here like that, and they'll be used for putting the ink onto the potato blocks. So I'll just put those down there now. And beside that here now we've a palette knife, which can be used for your colour mixing, and when you're finished mixing a colour you just clean it off like that, and then you have it ready for the next colour mix. And also, just to say about the brushes, when you've mixed a little bit with the brush, you rinse out in the two glass jars of water here, you rinse into one and into another, and always in the same order, so that you keep your colour clean and your brushes clean. Moving on now, we've got watercolour pencils, and this is a pink one here, as you can see, and it's pretty easy to see when you draw on the potato block before you cut it for printing. And then a black biro here, which if you haven't got a watercolour pencil, you'd be using to draw the fish onto the potato block. So you're going to be sort of digging into the potato block a bit with that, if that's what you're using. Rubber, pencil pair here also. So on the paints are over here. We've got orange here and yellow, blue, red, black and white. And then we have our chopping block here, a big knife that we'll use for cutting the potato into slices to begin with. And then we have a smaller knife here that we'll use for actually cutting the potato blocks when we finish drawing the fish on it. So I'll just show you here now. I've got a blue and green wash prepared here in these jars. So it's poster paint, a little drop of green put in the jar here, and quite a bit of water, and you can see it's pretty watery there. I've made a blue as well, and a little bit of blue poster paint into the jar, and a nice bit of water, so it's pretty watery. And just to say, I have the potatoes here on the side anyway, and I'll be bringing them back in when I'm doing the potato, cutting the potato, just to see them there now, but I'll be coming back to those. So I'll start off by making wash, or blue-green wash for the underwater scene. So just a little bit of green out there like that, and then I'll just swap that around there now. So, and the blue, so down here, and of course it's darker as you go down in the ocean, so I'll put a nice bit on here like this. So I'm putting it on back and forth with it, you know, it's a fairly big brush here, as you can see. So I'm then painting it upwards, and I'm going to use a little bit of water, so things happen fairly quickly now when you're doing this. So you water it out a fair bit there, bit of water into that there now, all the way up and back and forth. and back and forth there now. Just get the sides, make sure to get the sides. Yeah, a bit of water on there. You can add another bit of blue here, just to make sure you cover the whole sheet. So I'm doing it nice and quick there now because it'll start drying fairly quickly. So gradually blend it up like this then, so that you're going all the way up to the top, and at the top there is where is the top of the water where it's lighter. So that's ready now. So I'll put that over here at the side to dry over there now. So the next thing then is to get the potato. So I've got the chopping block here, and I'll just take a potato out of the water. I'll bring it over here again just to show you. I'll take a potato out of the water here, and I've got a cloth, so I'm just going to dry it there. So I'll put that back there now. So I'll dry the potato here. Nice piece of cotton. So I'll dry it there now. So with the big knife, I'm just going to cut a piece at the side of the potato so that it'll stabilize it when I'm cutting the slices. And when you're cutting, make sure to put your nails down like that, your fingers like that, to protect yourself, and then just cut carefully down nice and straight, and putting your fingers there like that to protect yourself. So a slice just over a centimetre or so, and then you can just press down like that, and then another piece like this, and just be very careful pressing it down. So I'll just put that knife over there like that now. So I think it just landed on the floor, but so I'll just dry these. Dry these here now. They can just go over there. So I've got these two here now, and I'll just trim them with a little knife there like that, and trim this one as well, so that we have manageable shape. And when you're doing your drawing, or when you're getting ready to draw on the potato blocks, you can have your drawings done in advance. And I've got a drawing of two different fish here. You can just see them there on tracing paper. So you do your drawings on white paper and just trace them off, and then you can just look at them as you're going to do your drawing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw these out now on the potato blocks. So we'll just start with this one here. Here we go. Just draw it on like that. And the watercolor pencil is great. It just comes out nice and clearly. So there's a little fish done already. And then I can try it doing the same thing again with the biro, and here we go. So I'm just looking at the drawing there I've done earlier, and just scratch in with the biro in like that, around there, around like that, and up. So and don't forget to do the eye, and I back over it again. So you're really scratching it in. If you can just see that there now, I'm really going into it there, and we just got it there. Okay, so the next step then is I'll just start cutting them out. So nice and carefully, you're just going around it here. Just take that, put that watercolor pencil back. So just go around it like that, being careful again with keep your nails like that down, and you can move the block around and it's easier to cut that way. So just move it around, going like that, around like that, there, cutting it there. Sometimes you might reach an awkward spot and you just have to kind of just stay with it. So around like that then, for that bit, like that, and then we come to the mouth here, and there. So we've got that. Now, you can see the little fish there. Now for the eye, I've drawn it there, and just twist the knife around like that, and you get the eye. So that one is done. And the other biro one, you can just see it there. I'll just show it. So it's a little bit harder to see, but you can still see it. I'm just going to twist it around so I actually see the fish shape myself. So in the same way, cutting around like that, around like this, around, all around, over the top of it there. Now be careful to keep your nails down on the block like that, the piece of potato. Okay, I think I've got it nearly done there now. Just prize that one out. There. And I'm just going to look and check that that one's okay. I'll just cut the back piece off that, and we'll be in business. There's another little bit there, I'll just cut that bit out. So, unusual looking fish, alright, but you never know what you find in the tropical ocean. So, I'll just take these bits here now that I've got here, and just got a little bin here, the side, keep everything neat. Tidy up as you go along, it's like when you're cooking as well. Tidy up as you go along, and then you've got your space fairly free. Anything you're finished with, just put it at the side. So I've got the wash done, so I'll put those over there. I've got my 2 glass jars there. I've got the potatoes ready. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to put out the paints. So you can see I've started already. I put some orange out there, straight out here, and in advance I've put some yellow into these areas here, and I've just, with the palette knife, I've just mixed a little bit of the orange in to the yellow like this, and then carried a little bit of this into the next. That's what I'm doing now anyway. So you can see it's a kind of a golden yellow colour. And then you could take a bit of that and put it into this one. So you can see there that you're getting, it's more lemony, but it's still a little bit of goldiness in it because of the orange, the red and the orange that's doing that. So I'll put out some other colours now. I'll put out some red. Yeah, maybe a little bit more than that. A little bit of red. Some blue. Some yellow. A bit more. Some white. Okay. Some black. Okay. So I'll put these over here now, these fish, and I'll put this back in here, and the palette knife, and I can put this board over at the side, just make a bit of room here. Let's move this over here, and also this goes over there. Okay. Now So here I've got a sheet that I made earlier. It's dry, and we can start printing in a few minutes. Now I just need to get back to these colours. A little bit of mixing to do. So I want to make a green, so I'll take a bit of the yellow and I'll put it in here. Clean the palette knife. Some of this in here, some of the blue, make a nice green there. Put a tiny bit of white into it, just small bit of white into it, just there. But it's good to mix the colours. It's good to put them on pure, but it's good to mix them, and mixing them gives you extra richness. So I'll take this red here, and I'll put a little bit of blue with it to make a purple colour. So we'll just do that there. We'll do that there. I'm just going to make put a bit more yellow in there and make a bit more green back in there again now. So what I'll do then, I'll take some of that green and put it in there. Okay, and I'll put a little bit of red into the green, so that kind of warms it up a bit. So you can see what's happened to the green now. It's kind of got warm. It's a bit like kind of slightly like green olive colour really there. And as I need it, I'll just mix it as I go along. But so as we go along, we can be mixing more. So the first thing I'm going to do is come back here to the Ziploc bag that I've got here, and I have some here that I made earlier, some fish shapes. Here we've got a shark. It's going to dry that. Now the Ziploc bag is great because you can keep it in, you can keep the potato blocks in the fridge and for 3, maybe 4 days, and if there's a little bit of vinegar in the water that within the bowl with the potatoes, it'll preserve them better. But they will go yellow eventually, but it'll keep them in better condition. So I'm just going to start now. I've got a nice looking shark here, so you can just see the shark. So I'm just going to put a little bit of. We'll make him black. We'll make him black, and a little bit of blue on him. So I'll just put a little bit of blue onto him there. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just painting this onto him there now, just with a little brush there. So, and sharks come in all kinds of dark colours, different greys and all the rest. So now I've got the newspaper pad, and I'll just try it out and see what we've got here. Okay, that's not bad at all actually for a first go. So I'm going to put some more black on him here now. So here we go, putting it on there, down in that fin. Don't forget all the different parts. And I'm just going to get a bit of blue on there, and I'm careful not to put the black into the blue, mixing it up there, the two brushes. So it's a bluey black here now that I've got. So just put the brushes down there now. So where am I going to put them? I'll put them kind of high up, I suppose, just around there maybe. Print them down there like that. Press, 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 press. That's good for a first go. There's a nice bit of texture on him there. So he looks a bit like a hammer-nosed shark actually, a bit flat nose there. Okay, so that's the shark. We can put another one in after a while. So rinse the brushes anyway. and into the second one, rinse in there. I've got another cloth here now I can use for that. And okay, so we'll reach in and see what we've got here in the Ziploc bag. So I've got this fish here. Sorry, mixing up the sponge there. No, okay. So this one now, a nice gold colour for this one. So we're just going to paint it on there now, nice gold on top of this guy here. Put a little bit of that on it there. Enrich it up a little bit. Yeah. So we'll just do that there. And I'll just try it on the pad and see what it's like. Yeah, pretty good. So I'm going to print this down now, do a few of this fish and go over it a few times. So I'll put them down like that. Press. Okay, I can see. Okay, I'm going to paint on this a little bit and then go back over it. So we'll just. Okay. Okay. On it goes. Okay. So we'll just paint it on a bit more there like that. Just going to watch it there and print it on again. Okay. Okay, and a bit more yellow on that. Up here. Yeah, it's a bit of a difficulty printing this one. It could happen like if it isn't exactly straight, your potato block. But the best thing to do is just really press, and if it isn't printing out the way you'd like, oh, that's pretty good there now. I think the best thing to do is just paint it in. Use a small brush there and just literally just paint it in. Any bits you want. You're working. It's partly painting and printing here is what's going on actually. And then when you're satisfied with that, okay, go with that. Now I'm going to put a really bright orange on this one. So we'll just go with that there now. Nice bright orange. Yeah. And this one is swimming upwards. I need to put a bit more on him now. He's not playing along there. But we'll get him going. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Put it on there. Press. Yeah, and again, use a brush to finish anything off that you feel that you want to make a bit more complete. So I think that's not bad there now. Yeah, okay. Now, so we look for some other kind of fish here now. So we've got this one here, and rinse the brush. And into that, and rinse it here, into that. So kind of violet colour here on this one will do. So just onto the pad. I'm going to have to work a bit with this one just to get it to print, I think, but anyway, up there, print that one on. I'm going to brush it in a little bit there now to help it along here. Okay. So come back along again. Okay, so press the tail down. Okay, so yeah, that's better. We'll just add a little bit onto that tail there. Okay, So we'll just do another one of those, more purple or violet on this one, and we can just put it there, press it. I think we need to help it out here again. The tail seems to have a little bit of a problem. Okay, so there, those two kind of violet kind of fish are doing fine there now. So now we're going to jump forward a bit in time because the time is going, and I'll go a little bit quicker. So just put a bit of green on the seaweed here and print it down there. Press, press, press. Yep, that's nice. I'll just put a little bit extra into it there now, and you've that one done. I'm just going to get myself another pad here now. So we can go with that. So a little bit more of the seaweed. Paint it on there now. I'll just go a little bit quicker than I was going. But as you go along, when you're doing this, you get better at it, and you'll be going faster. And as you get into it, things just start happening quicker. So we just go along there like that. Print that. Paint it in there. Print it on again. So okay, so there's a couple of seaweed there like that. I have a different kind of one here, and I'm just going to mix a bit of colour in there into that green, make it a funny greeny kind of. Seaweed come in all kinds of colours, you know, underwater, like in a tropical place. Every kind of, you know, imaginable colour you could think of, you know. So I'm just going to put a bit more purple and stuff like that. So really just have fun with it, and I'll try it on the pad there now. Okay, a bit of purple on that one there, and we'll try printing that down. So we just go there. I'm just going to literally just going to put a bit of purple on that one there now with the brush, just to help it along. So just let it happen as you're going along, you know. Bit of green on that there. Print it down. Down it goes. And there, a second one we can do. So I'm just going to hold that there like that, and I'm just going to put it there. Print it down like that, press it really firmly. Okay, that's a pretty good print. I'm just going to go back over this. Sometimes it pays just to do that. And you can tidy it up at the end anyway. You can paint round and about different parts. I'm just going to actually paint this now. The tips of it there are a little bit pointy. So I'm going to make that a bit like that. And then just put the block down again on it. So it makes it nice there like that. Okay, so I have another fish here now. I'm just going to rinse the brush here now. It's a small little fish, this one. And I'm going to put quite strong yellow on him or her. Depends, like. Now a little bit of, I'm going to put a little bit of white into the yellow there now. And I'm just going to put plenty on it there, and we'll just put it on the pad. Above the shark, I'm going to do a couple of these printed like that, and then I'll go back over them. That's what I did there, just fairly quick, you know, just put it on there, bright yellow like tropical fish. So put it on there, on there again. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to come back with another bit of yellow on this one here, the last one there. Print him on there. Yeah, they're standing out really well, so I'm going to do a few more of these up there, and I'll put one along the top. They're all swimming together there, so there's another one. I'll just print it again. It's along the top. So let's see what we've got now. We've got these 3 fish here. We've got I might put another shark in it, actually. So we'll just make this one a little bit black to begin with, like before, and then a little bit of blue, and we'll try them out. Just need to fix them a bit more. Just carefully get all the bits, the fins there. Make sure you have every area covered. But I'll put it down now. So here we go. Another shark. Okay. Yeah, this is printing really well, this particular block, and you know, it's hard to know sometimes. There's lovely texture in that, actually. And you can see that one's a little bit darker black, that shark there. So what else can we do now? Have a look around as you're going along and just see what you think. I've got some other kind of seaweed shapes in here. Okay, very quickly I'm going to use them very quickly. Long ones here, long shapes, very quickly. I'm just going to paint on some color on those. So green, painting them on again. Now I'll print over this a bit anyway. Down we go with that. Bit more green on it. Down in the corner there, a bit of green on that. I can just tidy it a little bit there. So go up along it there like that, and then press the potato block back down on it again. Okay, and this one. Yeah, so when you paint it on like that, you see how it's coming out pretty well there. Now there's another one here, and we'll give that some green and a tiny bit of the purple on it there. So we just get on it there like that. Okay, so print it on there. Bit more green on it there now. Okay. Okay, so we're looking at it now. There's a fair few seaweed there. Let's see now what we've got. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good now altogether. Feel free then to, with your paintbrush, to put a couple of little details in maybe. See this purple fish here, you can just very easily just go like that and paint these in. Yellow lines on it there, just to give it a bit extra strength. There's no problem with that. It's your work, you can paint on it. You can tidy up any of these fish here, just paint on them. A little bit of paint on there like that. And this gold one here, fix its mouth a little bit. Fix it there like that. Just finishing it off. These yellow fish up at the top, you could give them another layer of ink. The yellow ones up at the top. So go back over it. So that's quite strong there now. print over that there again. So they're doing fine there now. And then these seaweed, I'll take another 2 pieces of seaweed here. So I'll quickly just dry those. They're out of the Ziploc bag, so I'll put a bit of kind of a reddish colour on these now, and then we'll just finish with that. In among here maybe. Just on that bit there. Strong bit of red in among there. I'm going to go down a little bit like this on the picture so it's shorter and paint it in there like that. So we just give it there and then quickly just do another bit there maybe just to balance it out a little bit. So that's looking fairly good there now. Okay, just looking all around at it, is there anything else that I could do with? I think that's pretty good now, so I'll just turn it around and we can look at it there, and you can just let it dry and print over any parts that you want to print with it without any problem. So that's the picture there now. So this is one example of the many things you could do with using your imagination with this theme. All the different coloured fish, all the different coloured seaweed, the blues and greens under the water, all those things you could think about. And you could also use potato printing like I've done here on this t-shirt. This is a potato print and it's one of the potato blocks that I used using fabric ink on my t-shirt, and you just let it dry and iron it and it won't come out in the wash. And behind me there are 2 examples of using potato print and fabric ink. You can see the yellow shirt there, the lemon shirt, and then the apple shirt. And I would like to thank Lewin Gallery, Creative Ireland and Westmeath County Council for their support in making this video workshop possible for Cruinniú and Og. And I'd like to give a special thanks to all of you who have taken part in this virtual video workshop today. And I hope you have a lot of fun in the future with the potato printing. And just to say, be very careful about using knives or scissors. Always ask an adult to do any cutting for you of the potatoes with the knives, and any cutting of paper with the scissors. So I just want to wish you all the very best now in the future, and get a lot of enjoyment and fun from the potato printing.